Hello, my name is Kevin Spengler, and I'm going to present to you one in a continuing series of video casts dealing with Schoology, our learning management system here at Whitfield Academy. This session is on creating an assessment in Schoology, so let's begin. When you start off on Schoology, on the main page, at the top, there are four menu selections that you can make. You want to click on the resources page to begin. The reason why you want to start there is it's always good to put your assessments into folders in the resources to begin with, and then you can export them to individual classes and share them with others. So let's start with resources. So we click the Schoology page for resources, and on my home resource page, I've already got some folders. You may have folders there, you may not. If you have folders there, you can click on the folder that you want to put the assessment in. If you don't have any folders there and you haven't already created them, you can just add a resource. So you select the folder that you want your assessment to go in, and you select the pull-down menu, Add Resources. And you get a selection of things that you can add to your resources files. Today, we're going to select Add Assessment. When you select Add Assessment, it gives you this pop-up menu. You want to give the assessment a name and select how many points that assessment's going to be worth. If you find as you're writing the assessment the number of points is going to change, you can go back and edit it later, and I will show you how to do that at the end of this presentation. So here I've decided the name of the assignment. The assessment is going to be section 1.1 reading guide, and it's going to be worth 15 points. So I give the assessment a title, I assign a point value to it, and I click the submit button. You then come to this screen on Schoology. You can see it already has the section 1.1 reading guide name. You now have the option to give specific directions for this particular assignment. This is what the students will see when they first open the assignment. So my instructions here are to read section 1.1 in the textbook on pages 4 through 9, and then answer the following questions based on your readings. So you write the directions in the assessment box for the instructions. You can adjust the font in a variety of ways, and then select this and start selecting options for the assessment settings. So when you go through, you'll see there's all sorts of options that you can have. Most of the default settings are no, but depending on the type of class and what you're trying to do, if it's a math class or some science classes, you may want to have the students be able to use calculators. If it's a geometry or some other type of math class, you may want them to use a ruler or a protractor. You may allow the students to highlight text or use a notepad, and they can also flag questions for review, and there's a lot of other things. Once you make all of your selections on the assessment toolbar, you can then go to the student settings and modify those. This is very important when you can allow the students to view the results after an attempt is submitted or not, or you can have them see their results with what the correct answers are. That's your choice as far as how you want to do it. You can also have the students do any number of attempts. So if it's a formative assessment, you may have them attempt the assignment several times until they get everything correct. Or if you decide this assessment's going to be for a quiz grade or a test grade, you may only have them attempt the answers once. But that's up to you how you want to do that. And then the students can change and review answers before submitting the attempt. If unsubmitted attempts exist, students will be able to resume them. That's an option as well. So once you've gone through and you've done all your assessment settings and your student settings, you want to make sure you save these modifications by clicking the Save button at the bottom of the page. Once you click the Save button, you get this message that says saved. How about adding some questions to the assessment? So you'll be prompted to add questions, so go ahead and click on the Add Questions prompt. Now you can select the type of question you want to add to your assessment. If you have a previously written Microsoft Word or Google Doc file, you can copy information once you select the question type and add the text. I did that a lot this spring. You can choose multiple choice questions, true and false, matching, ordering, fill in the blank with a drop down, which allows you to the student to select from several possible options. You can do a fill in the blank with a drag and drop where the question has several possibilities and the students drag what they think is the correct answer to the blank space and fill it in there. There are short answer questions and essays. There are audio questions, video questions, labeling images. That's very useful in my biology classes, or many other science classes may have you do something like that. Or if you have a timeline, you can do a label image there. There's highlight hotspots, and you can read all the others. So there's lots of different possible questions that you can select. So what I've done here is, this is the matching question setup. You can see there are prompts on the left-hand side of the screen and possible answers on the right-hand side. You can add more prompts by clicking the plus prompt key right there. And if you want more possible answers, you can click the plus option. Sorry. Don't forget to click on Save before you leave this page after you're doing everything. If you leave the page and you haven't clicked Save, all your work's going to be lost. So be careful about that. So once you're done writing the prompts and answers, you must select which answer goes with which prompt by going down to the correct answer setup. You have to drag and drop the correct answer choice next to the prompt. So what will happen is all your prompts will appear here. These will be empty spaces on the right-hand side of the screen. And below all of your prompts and empty spaces are all the possible answers that you've written. And you have to drag and drop the correct answer to the prompt in the appropriate space across from the prompt. You can have answers used more than once if you wish by checking the duplicate responses box up here. You can choose to have students answer all the items exactly, so they have to get every item in the matching question right in order to get credit. If they miss any one or two of them, no credit will be given to the students, or you can have them do partial credit. You can add learning objectives to the question to align it to the standards for the course. This would occur if you've already got learning objectives present within Schoology, and there'll be another Schoology program that'll teach you how to do that. And again, one more time, don't forget to click the Save button or all your work will be lost. Once you've clicked the Save button, you can now see that you have a matching question completed there. You'll come back to, this is the Add Question page, and you can see a portion of the question that you just wrote. So the portion of the question that shows for the matching are the directions for the matching. You can adjust the points question, the question is worth, by typing a new number in the points box. So what you have to do is go up to this points box here and type in, you may have to delete the first number and then type in the number of points that that question will be worth. You can then go back to the menu and select any of the other question types that you may have. So you can add another question to the assessment, and you can keep doing that until your assessment is complete. If you click on a question you just worked on, you can edit it. Just remember to save when you are done, or your edits will not be saved. When you're done with the assessment, go up to the Actions drop-down menu and select Copy to copy the assessment to the course you want it to appear in. Right now, remember, you have saved this to your resources. This is the step where you're going to be able to put it into one or more classes that you teach. Further steps, you can then assign the assessment to the whole class or to selected students in your course that you copied the assessment to. If you use subcategories in your grade, which are weighted, then you will need to select which subcategory. For instance, subcategories could include homework or labs or projects, classwork, tests, quizzes, class participation, standards, and so on. And so you select one of those subcategories that you want the assessment to count towards. This will be shown in a different presentation. You want to make sure the points for the assessment add up to equal the points that you originally assigned to the assessment, or Schoology is going to recalculate the grade. So for instance, if your assessment was originally marked as being worth 15 points and it actually has 20 points in it, the Schoology will go through and calculate what the percent out of 15 points was earned if you don't correct the original maximum points to 20. So if you had 20 and the student got 12 out of the 20 points, 12 out of 20 would be 6 out of 10, 60%. So then Schoology would calculate 60% of 15 points. 60% of 15 points would be a 9 out of 15, and that's the grade that would appear in this grade book for the student. So you can leave it like that, or you can go back using the edit function for the assignment and change the number of points that are awarded. If you have shared the resource folder with another teacher, then that teacher will also have access to the assessment and can use it for their class. If they want to modify the assessment, they can copy it to their class, then modify the assessment and save it within the class. If they want to save it to a common folder, then they can do that as well under a slightly different name. For instance, they could add a V2 for version 2 or some other designation at the end of the name of the assignment and save it to the resource folder. If you have any questions, please contact me, Kevin Spengler at kspengler@whitfieldacademy.com, or you can contact Bethany Brandt at bbrandt@whitfieldacademy.com. Thank you for your attention. I hope that this was helpful for you. Have a great day.